Greetings to Spring ISD's incoming 5th graders. This lesson will cover subtracting fractions with like denominators. Check out this lesson on subtracting fractions with like denominators. Make sure that you're paying attention, and if you need to, pause the video or rewind if there's something that you don't understand.
We can subtract fractions with like denominators by using models to help us. We can use fraction strips, a quick drawing, grid paper, or a number line. We remove shaded parts we're subtracting and count how many are left. Fractions that have like denominators are fractions that have a common denominator. Their denominators are the same. We have 7/8 minus 2/8. They have the same denominator. That means our difference is going to have 8 for a denominator. The answer of a subtraction problem is called the difference. We just subtract using the numerators. 7 minus 2 is 5. We have 5/8. Using fraction strips, we can model a subtraction equation with several unit fractions. Remember, unit fractions have a 1 for a numerator. Then we can take an amount away to find the difference. We have 4/5. We need to subtract 1/5. The difference is 3/5. Using grid paper, the common denominators tell us how many squares to use. We have 6 squares for our grid. There's a 6 denominator. We shade 3 squares, and because we're taking away 1/6, we cross out 1 square. And the numerator of the difference will be the amount of shaded parts that aren't crossed out, 2/6. We can also draw a quick picture to help us subtract fractions with like denominators. Tala did some of her homework before dinner and the rest after dinner. If she did 3/4 before dinner, what fraction of her homework did she do after dinner? So we think the denominator 4 tells us there are 4 equal parts. Her finished homework equals 1 whole. We can write 1 whole as 4/4 with the same numerator and denominator. We draw a quick picture with 4 parts. 4/4 is 1 whole, so 4 parts are shaded. We're going to take away 3/4 because that's what she did before dinner. That's going to leave just 1 part that she had to do after dinner. That's 1 of 4 parts. That's 1/4. She had to do 1/4 of her homework after dinner to have completed all her homework. We draw a quick picture, a fast picture, so we don't waste time during a test. You don't want to waste all your time making a very detailed, fancy picture and not have time to do the last few problems on your test. And remember to put the answer into simplest form by using the greatest common factor. We learned how to do that in video 6.3, and that's linked in the description. We can subtract fractions with like denominators by using a number line. We have 6/7 minus 4/7. Our number line is split into sevenths, starting from 0 as 0/7, going up to 1 as 7/7. We have 6/7, that's this amount right here. And we're going to take away 4/7. That'll put us at 2/7. Using a fraction bar model, we can compare them. 6/7 and 4/7. We see the difference is 2/7. And the difference between 6/7 and 4/7 is 2/7. Mrs. Park made a birthday cake for her son's party. She cut the cake into 12 equal size pieces. After the party, there was 3/12 of the cake left. What fraction of the cake was eaten at the party? So we think 1 whole cake can be represented as 12/12. She cut it into 12 equal size pieces, so that whole cake would be 12/12. there was 3/12 of the cake left, so we can cross out 3 of the squares and count how many are not crossed out. We have the same denominator, 12, so our difference is going to have a denominator 12, and we could also do 12 minus 3. That's equal to 9. 9/12 of the cake was eaten at the party. Because the denominators were the same, we can think of it as just sliding that denominator over into the difference. We can write 9/12 in simplest form by dividing the numerator and denominator by the same number, 3, which are it's a factor of 9 and 12. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. 9/12 is equal to 3/4 in simplest form. We could also look at the model and see that it's 3/4 left. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4. We took 1 away. There are 3 of the 4 left, 3/4. When we subtract fractions with like denominators, the shaded parts decrease, so the numerator will decrease. And the amount of parts in all doesn't change. There's 5 parts in all. The denominator shows us there's 5. And the size of each part doesn't change, so the denominator doesn't change. And using a fraction bar, we would cross out the subtrahend 1/5. We can see there are 3/5 left. 4/5 is the minuend, 1/5 is the subtrahend, and 3/5 is the difference between 4/5 and 1/5. We can find a missing addend by subtracting. Remember, addition and subtraction are inverse operations that undo each other. We learned that in video 1.7, and there'll be a link to that in the description also. It says 4/9 plus some fraction is equal to 7/9. So we think, well, we can use an inverse operation of subtraction. 7/9 minus 4/9. Because they have like denominators, we know the denominator of the difference will be a 9. Now we look at the numerator. 7, we subtract 4, that's going to give us 3. The difference is 3/9. We know the missing addend is 3/9. And remember, we can rewrite 1 whole as a fraction with the same numerator and denominator. We have 6/9 plus some fraction is equal to 1 whole. And we think, well, 9 is the denominator, so we can use 9/9 as the 1 whole, and we can subtract 6/9. Because they both have 9 as a denominator, we know that denominator of the difference will be a 9. We look at the numerators, and 9 minus 6 is equal to 3. The missing addend for this addition equation is also 3/9. 6/9 plus 3/9 is equal to 9/9. That's equal to 1 whole. Tim ordered a pizza, and the pictures show the pizza after Tim ate some, then after his friends ate some. What fraction of the pizza did his friends eat? We count the slices in the whole pizza. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in the whole pizza. That's 12 slices. That's 12/12. We count how many were left after Tim ate some. Well, 2 were eaten, so that means there's 10 left. That's 10/12 is left. Now we count how many were left after his friends ate. There's 3 slices. That's 3 of the 12, 3/12. We can write equations. 12/12, the whole pizza, minus the part that Tim ate, 2/12, is equal to 10/12. That's what's left after Tim ate some. Then we take the 10/12 and subtract the 3/12 that are still there, and it's equal to 7/12. And we know Tim's friends have eaten 7/12 of the pizza. We're comparing 10/12 to 3/12. Here's 1 whole. Here are 10/12. We're going to compare it to the 3/12 for the 3 slices that were left, and this area would be the difference where the bracket is. 10/12 minus 3/12 is equal to 7/12 difference. Now we need to write an equation that fits the bar model. So let's take a look at this. We have 1 whole, and we think the denominator is 7, and 5 parts are showing with 2 being taken away. We have 5 parts in all. That's 5/7 minus 2 of them. So that's minus 2/7, and it's going to be equal to the ones that are still here, the ones that are remaining, 3/7. We can see that these are being taken away, and we have an arrow showing it's moving away. To write an equation for this model, we see there's 1 whole, we see there's some eighths, and then we see there's another row with eighths and a bracket that's showing 4/8. We think the denominator is 8, and we need to compare 6/8 and 2/8, and there's a 4/8 difference. We can write 6/8 minus 2/8 is equal to 4/8. And we can write 4/8, the difference, in simplest form. We list the factors for the numerator 4 and the factors for the denominator 8, and we circle the greatest common factor that they have. That would be a 4. And then we divide the numerator 4 by 4 and get a 1. We divide the denominator 8 by 4 and we get a 2. It's equal to 1/2 in simplest form. And we can see on this bar model that 4/8 would be 1/2. 4 1/8 parts would be half of this entire bar model.
Now it's your turn to try. Nikki and Ashley used ribbon to make hair bows. Nikki used 4/12 of the ribbon so far. The girls used 10/12 of the ribbon altogether. What fraction of the ribbon did Ashley use? Pause the video and work it out. For this problem, we're given 10/12 of the ribbon that the girls did all together, and Nikki used 4/12. So our equation is 10/12 minus 4/12 equals. Here's another one. Mr. Ellens made model cars for his family. 3/8 of the cars were blue, 4/8 of the cars were red, the rest of the cars were green. What fractions of the cars were green? Pause the video and work it out. For this one, it would be great if you drew a model. So your model would show 8/8. That would be the whole for this fraction. You could color 3/8 blue, 4/8 red, and the rest would be green. So the only one that you didn't color was 1/8. So as a equation, it would be 8/8 minus 3/8 minus 4/8 equals 1/8. For your final challenge, you will complete the next problems on your own and turn them into your teacher. Pause the video and take your time. You got this. To practice this concept, you can make up your own problems. Remember, you can draw a model to help you. Ask an adult or your teacher for help if you need it. See you later and happy subtracting.